think that's all. Good morning or evening. Whoops. Double feedback on the volume here. Let me fix that. Where's the volume key? Here it is. I think. No. Oh, holding it upside down. Yes, no, maybe. So, fine. It wants to stay that way, so we will let it. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Okay, Bugbean, hello, welcome. You're the first. And Starry Girl, hello. Good to see you. I'm glad to see you, actually. Hopefully you'll give us an update on if anything happened over the last month, but we can get into that in a minute. Oxymoron, hello, welcome. Naomi, got some of the regular folks starting to trail in. Sorry, we started a little late this time. We were meaning to start at 1, and it's closer to 2 for your overseas people, but we were out ice skating with our daughter last night, and we kind of whacked the wrist, so we've got a sprained wrist. So we're kind of limping along. So forgive us if we are delayed or further delayed. We're just going to go ahead and kill these because we always end up taking them off anyway. So yeah, ouch, that's not fun. Okay, so that tells me that the sound is working. So we can skip the mic check there, as it were. Let me pull my pad out of this little thingamabob. Oh, let's see here. So yes, Bugbean, good to see you. Yeah, I'm glad the notifications work too. On that, guys, turns out there's like 3 different settings on that stupid bell icon. So make sure that you click for all notifications, because the first is we can't remember exactly what the levels are, but we discovered that the other day. It's like, okay, all these things that YouTube just never bothers to tell you, or we're too old to figure out. Take your pick. So yeah, glad that the notifications work. How are we doing? Let's answer some questions first, and then we'll go ahead and get into that. Starry Girl, like I said, we're glad to see you, especially after last month. Oxymoron, hello. Naomi, hello. Jocelyn Wardell, hello. Good to see you again, back on the streams. This is our sprained hand, so we're gonna try to gesture slowly. So we'll just do the queenly wave. So yeah. Let's see. No, Starry Girl, it wasn't. Actually, it was fun. The skating was fun. Falling, not so much. We only fell once, though, considering that we hadn't been skating since high school. And then we've been on the ice like 3 times, maybe. And we're actually kind of surprised that we remembered how, truthfully. But we managed to keep our feet, except for once. And, of course, the once was this. We did slip. You know, I come to think of it, maybe we did it the second time when we were stopping ourselves from spinning. Probably that's more likely. Anyway, sorry, we're babbling already. So yeah, it was actually fun though. Our daughter had been wanting to go skating for years now, so we made that happen, and it was a lot of fun. So although we overpaid for like the worst hot cocoa. We got it from this vendor stand, and it was a family business. Don't get me wrong, we're all in favor of that. But when you go to a large event and you set up your truck, make sure 1, you have enough supplies, and 2, you have enough manpower to handle the crowd, and 3, the people that you do have on there actually are on top of their game. Needless to say, that wasn't the case this time around, but did eventually get it, so all's well that ends well. But small business owners. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hope everyone is well. Okay, Cotton Candy, hello there. I wanted to say hi. Got to go to work. See you again soon. God bless. No problem. Excuse us. Go ahead and we always post these up afterwards. We don't remove our lime streams. Oh boy, we're off to a good start today. Live streams, Cotton Candy. So feel free to check it out later. Sorry that you weren't able to stick around, but hey, work comes first. So, but thanks for popping in to say hello. We appreciate it. Let's see, Oxymoron, that's nice, the ice skating, I mean, yeah. Just a Mom, hello, welcome, glad to see you. Haven't been a while. Oh, let's see here. Starry Girl, we've never ice skated. Looks amazing, but it also looks terrifying. Yeah, it is. And they say that, oh, if you can roller skate or rollerblade, you can ice skate. No, no, it's a completely different ball of wax. The minute that your blades hit that ice and you're going, oh my god, I am going to fall over. The best that we could do was to actually make it around the rink by keeping our left foot pretty much just still and just pushing with our right, kind of like limping along on the ice blades. But yeah, it was fun. We're gonna make it a tradition now. The day after Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, I come to think of it, happy day, day after. Wait, no. 2 days after American National Consumerism Day and misrepresentation of indigenous peoples who gave our ancestors a helping hand day. So hopefully, yeah, you guys at least had a peaceful holiday. We're just being obnoxious, sort of. So let's see, who else do we have here? But yeah, try it, Sorry Girl, but make sure you go skating with a partner so you can both fall down on each other. Let's see here. Jocelyn Warnell always wanted to try ice skating, but have had bad ankles. Yeah, we actually had to stop after about a half hour. We had booked for an hour, but the boots were cutting into our ankle bones, and it hurt. Oh my god! And we tried readjusting them and readjusting them and readjusting them, and it just was not gonna work out. So it's like, oh, the body's hurting. If we don't stop now, we're gonna hurt a lot more later. So a group decision was like, okay, time to take off the skates and watch. So we did that. But yeah, it's tough. It's hard work too, man. It's like you figure, oh, I'm gliding on ice. It'd be nice and easy to propel myself. No, that's hard work. Like within 5 minutes, we were sweating like crazy. So yeah, terrifying but fun. And you got to watch out for those ankles. Yes, ice skating is so much harder than it looks. Stardust, welcome. I don't think we've seen you around. If so, maybe it was under another name. Welcome to the streams. And yeah, you're absolutely right. We get there and there's this one. The kid must have been like maybe 7 or 8 years old, but he's one of these where you can tell his parents have had him on the ice like forever. So he immediately gets out as soon as they open it and goes to the middle and starts flexing his skills and doing all this crazy stuff. Actually, it's kind of funny because he took us. He was wearing the full hockey stuff, and eventually he started taking and throwing his gloves on the ice in front of other skaters who were less experienced. He damn near wiped us out with it, but eventually the ref or whatever the tender took him aside and stripped him off of his gear and his stuff and made him sit out for the better part of, I think it was like 15 or 20 minutes. And when he eventually reappeared, he was much more chastened than he was. But it's like, you'd figure that somebody who obviously has that much experience on the ice as this kid did would know that that was a safety issue. Or you'd think, but he like had one of his friends there or something, so I think it was a showing off kind of a thing, but very irritating. So yeah, ice skating is a lot of fun, yes. Only when you know how to do it, yeah. It was interesting Thanksgiving, I mean, Starry Girl. Yeah, we can imagine. Hold tight on that thought. Also had fun learning it a long time ago. Hannah Salney, hello, welcome. I hope we pronounced that properly. We'll just call you Hannah for short. And also, if any of you guys, we tend to refer to you by your YouTube handle. If you specifically list a comment from a specific alt, if you guys are co-conning or fronting or something, or weren't just not familiar, let us know. If you would like to be called whoever's fronting, just please jot it down there after the end, like dash so-and-so who's saying it. We want to be respectful to you guys, obviously, but we go off of whatever your YouTube handle is most of the time. So forgive us for that. Correct us if you want. But definitely welcome. It's good to see you. Let's see here. I think, okay, we're caught up here. We got about 13 people on. So real quick before we check back in with Starry Girl, because we need to follow up with her after last month's stream. Let's go ahead and run down the rules for you new people who are not familiar with our streams or our content. Our streams work a little differently, a lot differently from other streams in that this is rather the Greek equivalent of a forum. where everybody who has experience comes together in a public place to pool their knowledge, to pool their experience, to support each other. That kind of a thing. Call it community or whatever you want. But this is not about us. It's about all of us sharing with you. We'll gladly blather on about our stuff, but we cover just about everything here, from light and fluffy stuff to really, we've had some really heavy sessions where it's kind of like a group therapy type of thing almost. Of course, we're not professionals, obviously. So the rules, here they are. They're real simple. You have the right to your opinion. You have the right to state your opinion. You do not have the right to abuse other people with it, cause trouble, make crap, or just generally be a jerk or jerk ass or whatever. Don't start crap. Don't be a troll, because we do have moderators like Roses that I just saw flash on the name, who have a big banhammer and more than happy to use it. We don't tolerate that. We've been on the internet for a very, very long time. We've been using computers since the internet existed, so we know all the tricks. We all know all the crap. Just save us all some time, okay? And don't be jerks. Other than that, that's our rules. So welcome to the streams. Ask anything you like. This is, like I say, an open forum, or we say it's an open forum, so we can talk about just about anything. If we do get into something heavy and you guys need to step away for system safety, please go ahead and do that. And also, watching the stream live or commenting is not required. This is just free form. So here we are. Don't feel bound by anything. System safety first, and with that, we'll get back to the questions. So welcome to anybody who came in when I was explaining. We were explaining. Sorry, we've been a co-con weird. It's been weird for us over the holidays, so forgive us if we slip back and forth between the singular and the plural here. And also for our rough voice, because we just woke up a little while ago. All right, so let's catch up here. Last person was Hannah. Hello, Roses. Forgive us for the hand here. We sprained it last night doing the ice skating, so we're a little gimpy. So Sargo, Jocelyn, Mornell, everybody saying hello. Hi, Roses. Luna, hello, Luna. It's good to see you again. I do it all the time. Yeah, I think it's fairly, or we think it's actually fairly common to kind of switch back and forth. When we're more co-blended, it's pretty much always we. But when I or Data are more towards the front, we tend to slip into the singular. Plus, we've been working real hard over, because holidays are traumatic for most systems, but we've got some heavy duty trauma triggers / associations around the holidays. So we've been working very hard not to work very hard this year, and to kind of keep just a flow of whoever wants to be up front at what particular point in time, so that way we're not overwhelmed, all of us. And we've been doing really good. We got through Thanksgiving. It was very nice, very peaceful. We didn't freak out or stress about anything. Part of that was due to the help of our family, who were able to, we did all the prep the night before, and then they did the cleaning and whatnot while we were still catching a few Z's, because we were up a little late. So it made things a lot easier and a lot more helpful, and it made it for a nice, peaceful Thanksgiving. So yeah, we've been kind of in flux anyway, point. So good. Yeah, I think that's a common thing, Starry Girl. What time is it for you? Right now it is 2 o'clock. Sorry, we got in late, like I said, because of the wrist. We're slow today, so sorry about that, guys. But we will be doing them at 1 o'clock our time. So basically an hour previous, that's when we're, for whatever your time is when we're going to be doing the streams on the last Saturday of each month, just to give you international folks a chance to chime in. And we do appreciate your staying up to join the stream. So back to it. Let's see here. Luna, the fellowship system. Okay. Yeah, okay. Starry Girl, you're already answering Luna's question here, so we're going to go ahead and do Luna first, and then we'll get right back to you, because we do want an update. Okay, so Luna Fellowship System is saying, we'll just call you Luna. One of my littles is triggered by my brother. Any advice on how to get through seeing my family this holiday season? Grounding, like literally, Starry Girl, listen to whatever Rose's Rent is about to say, or probably already has to say, because more than likely they're going to repeat what we're about to tell you. Your grounding things, grounding thoughts, grounding sense. We've went over a grounding box in the past, or grounding bag, whatever you want to put it in. which contains objects to center or ground you, like a rock, or we use dice and little metal weights and stuff. We also keep a thing of essential oil in there to put under the nose during a flashback to help pull you back to the present. Try to choose a scent that's associated with safety and now rather than, like, say, then. For example, like, there's a reason that we avoid smokers and smoking and things, smell triggers. So yeah, your basic grounding things. And the more important thing that we want to touch on is that you are not obligated. I mean, unless you're like literally living in the same house. But take breaks. Go say, it's a little hot in here. I'm going to go take a walk or something like that. Just make an excuse, and always don't be afraid to set your boundaries. Just simply tell them, look, you're bugging me. Give me some space, man. There's always ways to work it, but the main thing is not to feel obligated that you need to step outside of your comfort zone or sacrifice your boundaries for them. Set them and keep them, because consistency is important. They won't take you seriously unless you keep at it, and eventually it'll sink in. Oh, gee, they really mean it. So I'm sure the others have given you lots of great advice. Let's just go right back to here. Yes, right away, Roses. Do you have a socially acceptable escape plan? Oxymoron saying they try to avoid family as much as possible. We use our dogs as an excuse to leave when necessary. Yeah, excellent out. O-U-T, out. Way out of a situation, definitely. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom. It's been 3 hours. Where'd they go? Well, they left, Yeah, so Roses, some exit strategy for getting away to take a break. Yeah, Luna, make yourself an escape plan. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. It's just like, oh, I need whatever at the store. I got to go get that, or, something small. Innocuous that they're not going to, like, seize on to. The more of a deal you make about it, the more obvious it's going to be to them. So yeah, definitely do that. There's an excellent one, Oxymoron, saying, ask a friend to call us with some made-up emergency to give an excuse. Yeah, like maybe you want to set up a text or a code word via text beforehand, to where you can just simply text it and then they'll call you with an emergency or whatever you decide to set up. That's a great idea. Let's see. Starry Girl said, Luna, people are pretty understanding. If you say you have a headache or don't feel well, they'll leave you alone for a bit. Yeah, that's always a good standard one. Is, I'm not feeling well, I'm going to go lay down in a quiet room. And then you creep out through the window. Okay, maybe not, but we understand the family. You kind of have to get roped into those things if you're still living in that environment. Fortunately, we were able to kind of slough that off ages ago. But yeah, so let's see. A great thing from Starry Girl. Great idea with the phone call for a made-up emergency. Let's see, Roses is saying, I like to make sure I have a human to text in tea kettle moments to keep me anchored to reality and or call me, so I have to take this phone call, sorry. We DID it. Hello, welcome. Haven't seen you on the stream before. Welcome to the stream. I don't think we've seen you comment on the channel either, but that's okay. Welcome. We're just kind of having a free-form discussion. That's how these streams work, is everybody gives a piece of their experience or asks questions. So feel free to ask any questions that you might have. And as always, if stuff starts to get heavy, if we get into heavier subject matter, system safety first. Feel free to go take a break or step away. Attendance on the stream is not required. So we'll run through the rules real quick again later on, but we'll see if more more folks come up. So Luna, yes, definitely. Hopefully those tips will be able to help you. So let's see, Stardust, ooh, pretty name. Hi Luna, we use lots of bathroom trips to reset discreetly the best we could. Yeah, exactly. Difficult sometimes, Luna's saying, because they don't drive, so I almost feel trapped, but I'll make an escape plan. Yeah, walking, don't forget your own 2 feet. Walk down to the corner store or something and get a taxi, or, maybe call one of your friends. Just something where you can get out if you need to. Like I said, we sprained our wrist, so forgive us if we shift back and forth here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Hannah's asking a question. Hannah, we're going to put you on hold here for just a quick... Okay, never mind. Starry, stop answering questions so we can get back to you. We want to know how you're doing. In fact, I tell you what, while we're answering Hannah's question, Starry, type us, let us know how it went over the past month. How's it going? Uh, you got the plan going together? Do you have the resources and whatnot that we were talking last time? I mean, well, it doesn't have to be big changes, but we just want to let you know we've been thinking about you and worrying about you and hoping that things, are working in a more positive direction. So if you're comfortable with it, just if you just want to drop us a, hey, it's okay, it's working out, still working on it. But if you have any detail to go in through, I know everybody was helping you out last month, and I'm sure would be interested to know how that's going for you. So if you're comfortable with that, jot it down here, and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, we're going to move on to answering Hannah's here. So let's see here. If we miss your comments, please let us know, because scrolling through here, sometimes we do. Sorry about that, but we do try to answer everyone. Okay, so Hannah wants to know, this is my first holiday season away from my family. I've gone completely no contact. Been there, done that. Not easy. But kudos to you, because that's a hard step to take. Overcoming and breaking those long standing, oh, well, if you're not here at Thanksgiving or Christmas, your Uncle Joey or your grandmother or whoever it is going to be really disappointed in you, blah, 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 blah. They fly all this way and they want to see you and you don't have the courtesy. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that we're touching on things that you guys have already heard. But it can be tough to fight those social obligations. So good to you. Kudos for going no contact, because that's tough. Okay, so any recommendations on making this time easier? Should we celebrate Xmas fully to create new memories? That's really kind of going to be up to you. The natural tendency is to swing in the opposite pendulum direction and do too much. It's just human nature. Our advice would be to just take it slow. Go over in your mind, or everybody has the holiday traditions that each family does. See if any of those are still pleasant for you, and if you can adapt them. For example, in our family, one of the things was buying a new ornament every year to put on the tree. And when we did finally break from various sides of the family, that was one of the few traditions that we carried forward. It's since kind of fallen by the wayside because of the past couple Christmas have just been nuts. But part of it is forming new traditions. What would you like to do? Do you want to go out and hear carolers? Do you want to go caroling? Do you just want to keep it quiet? Do you want it big? Do you want a lot of friends around? See what works for you. If you don't want to incorporate anything from growing up traditions, we know that can be painful. Just even the physical association with the ornaments carries very powerful psychological effects. We've got one that is our oldest ornament, personally, that was taken of us Christopher's age when he was about 2.5, and it's still there, faded, but it's still on the little blue teardrop thing. And every time we see that, it's like a punch in the gut, because here we are, there's Christopher looking back at us, and we're going, oh my God, if we could save you. So yeah, it's just working your own traditions. You don't have to go whole hog. You don't have to go completely silent. Work what's best for you. Don't try too hard. Cut yourself some slack. You may just need some time. And keep in mind, there is that pressure, oh, it's the holidays, everybody must be merry and bright and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, take it at your own turn, at your own pace. Hope that helps. Make some new traditions, basically. Okay, sorry, you commented more. I'm so torn on what to do. Littles want the perfect Christmas finally. Most of the others just want to ignore it entirely. Yeah, 2 years ago, we let Christopher front for the better part of the day on Christmas. And that was the first time since 1974 that he'd actually have a Christmas, because it was right after Christmas that year that our abuse really kicked into high gear. There had been a few incidents before that, so we feel you. But we gave him that Christmas, and he's now much more content, and more we kind of gave ourselves at Christmas, because somewhere along the line, for obvious reasons, all of the magic kind of got worn off, or worn real low. Christmas was always tough for us, because we always felt like we were on the outside of a pane of glass, looking in at everybody else being all merry and bright and going, we want that too, but let us in, that kind of thing. So we get the sense of alienation that it can bring. And again, to directly some of your others just want to ignore it, that just speaks. You kind of got to sit down internally and go, look, okay, this is important to the littles. And we get that you guys don't want to do it, but the littles are the base. They are the core of our system. If they weren't there, we wouldn't be a system. And like we've been saying a couple past live streams, and something that we're trying to work on very hard ourselves is giving the littles time and consideration for them, because we want to tend to push them away naturally for two reasons. Number one, adults don't like to relinquish control. Abused adults don't like to relinquish control, and we're scared. At least for us, if the littles decide to front, what if they decide not to turn the body back over? So it can be scary, but it's yeah, you need to sit down and have a group convo. Okay, we're going to move on because we're just kind of repeating ourselves. Hopefully that'll help, and some folks have given you some good things. Listen to your gut. Okay, so Oxymoron is saying, Hannah, do you know people where you are now? I'd try to meet with someone to do totally different. Yeah, do like a friends thing. And that's becoming more common. Okay, yeah. Sorry Girl is talking about a compromise. Do some Christmas stuff, then relax after. Okay, good. Sorry Girl is saying you are all right. It's been interesting. You do have the plan in place. Good. Nothing set in stone, but we know if things go south fast, we will leave ASAP. Okay, good. It sounds like you've taken that next step and kind of in that little holding pattern. Yeah, just keep up on that. Refine that plan, and don't forget to have your go bag ready to go for the rest of you, or bug out bag, whatever you want to call it. For those of you who are not aware, if you are in a dangerous situation at home, or you're trying to leave it or whatnot, or if you are still in the place with your abusers, get yourself a go bag and an escape plan, as it were, to get out of there if the situation becomes worse or you just need to get out. Watch our last live stream for more information on that, because a lot of folks had some really good ideas that went into it, and there's no way we'll remember them all now. But we are very glad to see that you're further along on that path, Sorry Girl, because we've been thinking about you. Okay, so let's see. Naomi, not a system here, but it turns out, unfortunately, I also have triggers from the holiday. We're sorry to hear that. That is very common for a lot of people, basically. Oops. Oh, cat at the feet. So we're just going to put you there. So yeah. It scrolled up on us. Sorry, we lost it. Okay. Yeah, lost our train of thought. Hey, first time today. Okay, yeah, Roses is saying first thing to do is to inquire as to what a perfect Christmas is. Is it a tree lit with presents and music playing? Is it a cup of hot cocoa with someone safe? Is it ice skating, or is it just safety? Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, exactly. Round table discussion. Okay, let's see. We did it. Hi, Chris. We used to go by the Shez Vegas system. Okay, yeah, but the name relates to our hometown, and we were making progress, so wanted a fresh start. No problem. Okay, yeah, we do recognize you under the old name, so thanks for letting us know on that. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, thank you. Let's see. Ele Katsune, hello, welcome to the stream. Don't think we've seen you around before. Welcome. Join in the conversation. Kick back, relax, let it flow. We cover just about everything here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Never know what you're going to get, but welcome. Glad to see you. Okay, let's see. Sorry, Girl. We've been discovering a lot about the system since last month, including an alter that's been here for years but hidden away. He's getting better every day. Yeah, you'd be surprised. We think we might have one starting to come forward. We're not sure yet. We're just getting some of those pre-new alter signs. I can't really make it make sense, but yeah. You kind of get an internal sense. But we're glad that your system is doing better, definitely. Okay, yeah, I had skipped. There's Naomi's comment about triggers for the holiday. Okay, yeah, definitely not fun. Emma's saying, I hate New Year's Eve. Everyone wants to get off their faces. Yeah, we never cared for, and also welcome to you, Em. Yeah, exactly. It seems like we never liked it because of the alcohol and the abuse issues, but yeah, we definitely feel you there. Generally, we never go out on New Year's Eve. It's too damn dangerous and just too much everything. It's tough. Pretty much we're stay at home. It's never really been all that important for whatever reason. But by the same token, it's like if the wife and daughter wanted to go out and do a New Year's thing, we'd be open. We've gotten a lot better about going out into public since finding out who we were and starting therapy and whatnot. Our anxiety has decreased quite a bit. It still comes and goes in really intense waves, but overall, we're doing a lot better. Hopefully, we're gonna try to make the Nutcracker happen. The city where we live puts on a really good production of it, and we did that a couple of years ago. One of the first early tests of where we were at with that, and we'd like to go back and do that again. So hopefully, I'm going to see if I can make that happen. Okay, so back and forth. Need any help, Naomi? Yeah, feel free to explain more, Naomi, if you want to talk about it. We're here for you. Let's see. Hannah says, thanks, fair, thanks all. There's a lot of valid anger and not wanting to celebrate at all. I just can't bear the thought of breaking their little hearts again. I'll hold a meeting. Yeah, exactly. And it sounds weird, but that's exactly what you got to do with these things. And let everyone have their say, including the littles. We tend to overlook them so much. So let's see here. Naomi says, just trying to find a way to avoid the toxic people in my family, which is difficult because it turns out my mom and my sisters are toxic with me. Yeah, you'd be surprised how deep it will go. That perspective, until you get that outside perspective, you have no idea how ingrained it can be. And that's just for anyone, system or non-traumatized or anything. Family relations are complex. And a lot of the times, these kind of things will run intergeneration, yeah, whatever. I can't spit that one out today. So, yeah, Naomi, it's just, and a lot of the same tips that we gave earlier for having an out during holiday things might well work for you as well. So, keep that in mind. Have a friend call you. Oh, there's an emergency at work or something. Little Threat, hello, hello. Been a long time. We're always catching you afterwards, so it's good to see you. Glad that you made the stream. Okay. Thank you, Star Girl. Yeah, definitely for sure. I love how you guys support each other. And caught up on the chat. Okay, good. You're ahead of me. Yeah, sensory overload is a thing, and it sucks. Star Girl says, yeah, absolutely. We had that big time long before we ever knew that we were a system. Of course, it makes sense now, but going all the way back to the kids, just even going outside was painful at first. Just bright light, scent, sound, everything. It's like senses were dialed up to 11, which of course they have been. We just never understood why. So yeah. Mood, we hear you. Yes, it is. Yes, it does, definitely. Just a Mom says, therapist suggested having us exchange gifts with the others. They can open anytime from under the tree when they front, making the month of December a bit smaller to avoid overstimulation. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. We've told the family for the sense a couple of years ago, if you're going to get us gifts and you're not sure, just get something for the littles. We're actually paring down the amount of toys we've been after, replacing very specific ones. The only one that we haven't replaced from our childhood yet is a thing full of Tinker toys. We're working on that. We did get the Lincoln logs. Yeah, just those little things. But that's a great idea. Presence in amongst the system. We never thought about that. Thank you, Just a Mom. That's a great idea. One of those things that seems obvious, but you just overlook. So thank you for that. Agreed, it is a idea. It is overwhelming, yes. Okay, Ella Kitsune, I am Ellie, and we are the Simmons Candy System. We're 29, though that's not really the age of any of us. Perhaps a few were new at this, finally opening up and becoming aware after moving out of state. Well, welcome, Ellie and the Simmons Candy System. We're pleased to have you here. We'll go ahead and run through the rules for you guys, the new folks who have come on real quick. Our live streams are more of a forum where everybody shares their viewpoints and their opinions and their experiences to help everybody out. It's not about us like other live screams, yes, live screams. Slow down, think, breathe. There we go. Okay. Our live streams are not like others. It's not about us, although we're happy to answer whatever questions you have. Feel free to ask. If we're not comfortable answering something, we'll let you know. We're pretty blunt and upright, but as our longtime viewers know, there's not much that we're not willing to talk about. So these are the few rules that we do have. You have the right to your opinion. You have the right to state your opinion. You do not have the right to abuse other people with your opinion. Don't troll or start junk. We've been around forever, and we have moderators who will ban you and have been given directions to do so. Other than that, welcome, and that's it. Those are the rules. We have nice, relaxed streams, so ask whatever you want, chime in, or sit back. If you need to take a break at any point in time, go ahead and step away. Attendance or commenting is not required. Okay, so those are the rules. Welcome. Let's get back to the comments. Let's see here. Catching up because it's scrolling here. Yeah, they're saying just a mom to cool ideas. That is great. Excellent idea there. Rose is saying part of working with the parts is helping them to feel safe and welcome in the family. And the holidays are a very common trigger time. Yeah, exactly. Little Threat, thanks. Great to see you here. I'm always happy that you're so good at remembering your viewers. Oh, damn. Lincoln Logs, born in '88. Love them. Yeah, we played with them as a kid growing up, and we were actually, and they're expensive, man. We went looking to buy a new set after the Littles came out. Actually, Lincoln Logs are for older Littles, Christopher D. And there's kind of this weird gap between Susie and Christopher D. that we're trying. It's a blank. But yeah, we played with them, but they're expensive. But we got lucky. We were browsing around Goodwill and managed to find 2 whole sets of them there that for like $4 a piece, and we were like, "Eat, those are mine." So we got those, but the Tinker Toys are pricey too. Weesh. But yeah, we're trying to reconnect with the Littles and give them the feeling of safety that was involved around these objects, which are connected to these memories, and make the good associations as well. So yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Yeah, and as far as remembering our viewers, we've always had a very good memory. You can thank, yeah, DID system that they saying they have a very good memory. There's a contradiction in terms, but no, we're an eidetic. We have an eidetic memory. We tend to pick up on things. I would snap my fingers, but the wrist. We memorize very rapidly, or at least Data does. And he's got all these mental mnemonic tricks to keep track of everything. Don't ask him to explain how he files things and works, because we'd be here forever. We don't even really understand it, but he enables us. He's got this vast filing cabinet back there where everybody, it's like, oh, this person, what do we know about this person? What have they said about this person? And it's just to help us remember who you guys are, and because we actually do care, it's a big community. You guys have been supportive of us. We want to be supportive of you. So, but yeah, it's great to see you, Little Threat. Ellie Katsumi says, please no screaming. No, you don't have to worry about that. Grace to Grace, late to the live, just popping in with a hi. Hello, Grace. Actually, we've only been going for about 28 minutes. We were running late today because ice skating and sprained wrist. Plus just the holiday lag. Okay, let's see here. So, but yes, good to see you, Grace to Grace. How is your, I believe you call them your precious one? How are they doing? Or are they doing okay? Just let us know. You haven't mentioned them in a while. Hopefully things are going well for you guys. Okay, let's see. Naomi, given that their birthday is in December, they will usually invite themselves to our apartment and make jokes on how much I screwed up my life and how lucky I am to have made it this far. Don't let them do that. It's your apartment. You're paying the bill, right? You have the right not to allow people in. You can just simply flat out tell them, I'm sorry, but not doing it this year. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Tell them whatever you need to do, but you're not obligated to sit there and take that crap. No. No. Naomi. So yeah, and no, I'm gonna comment on that, even though we know very little about you. Okay, you haven't screwed up your life. You're still looking to change and grow and learn. Obviously, you wouldn't be here learning about this esoteric crap and this condition if you weren't interested in moving forward. And as far as lucky you have to have made it this far, that's on you, not on them. Okay. Yeah, people around us do help, but ultimately it comes down to us in the morning. We're the ones that decide, okay, I'm going to howl my butt up out of bed today and try when all I want to do is lay here in a pool of darkness. And that goes for NTs and for systems and everywhere in between. Ultimately, we all have that moment where it's like, okay, we got to do this. You got to do it. That's adulting in a nutshell. For those of you who aren't yet, you want to know what it's like to be an adult, doing stuff that you don't really want to do because you know that you have to do it, because otherwise there's this cascade effect. If I don't go into work or show up to work on time or have a decent attitude at work, I'm going to lose my job. I lose my job. I lose my income. All of a sudden, I don't have this nice apartment anymore, and it all goes back to that one little decision. I don't want to get out of bed this morning because I feel bleh, or whatever. And if you're sick, obviously that's valid. But if it's one of these internal struggle things, that's it. That's adulting in a nutshell, guys. I'm afraid it doesn't really change much as you get older. The problems just get more intricate, and yeah, that's basically about it. So yeah, say good things about yourself, Naomi. Give yourself some credit. EW, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see here. Sorry, girl. Holidays haven't been fun since I found out about the trauma. Let's just say it's all in the family. Mood, hard mood. We know you. Right there. Yeah, untangling yourself from that can be difficult. So that's why we wanted to check in with you and see if you're starting to get those plans in place. And we're very proud of you that you have. So good for you. And we will keep checking back with you on that. So. Call it the dad in us, whatever. Um, okay, so Roses is saying to Naomi, practice this power phrase. Oh, hi, Mom. I'm sorry you came all this way. I was just putting together to go to the grocery store. Talk to you later, and then head for the bus stop. Yeah, exactly. Or, oh, I'm sorry. I was just heading out. You should have called beforehand. Yeah, it's like, why is it that, it's like all of a sudden your family members stop learning how to be polite. Yeah, I'm not like immediate like or anything, but like Uncle Joey or whatnot. It's like, why does being the family mean that you don't have to be polite or considerate? I don't know. Just kind of babbling there. Okay, but yeah, excellent. Roses is on the right track there. Little threat, yay data. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, anytime that you guys see, it's like all of our long hair stuff, like the second part of Comfortably Numb that we've got coming up. We've been a little delayed on that because of the holiday, and just data is getting the last few data points arranged. Um, because we know that we're not going to be able to cover all of the subject matter, and we're not going to pretend that we're experts as far as things like AA and 12-step programs and whatnot go, because we've never had to deal with alcoholism because of the trauma triggers, and we know it's a trap. But yeah, so we're getting the final points, and he's getting the final points on that. But yeah, any time on those real technical type episodes where we're sitting there giving you these blah, 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 facts and whatnot, more than likely that's data. He's about 80% towards the front. He doesn't like to announce himself, as it were. He's used to being the man behind the curtain, as it was. But he is gratified that you guys enjoy the stuff and get stuff out of it. So let's see. Jocelyn was saying it, Naomi, don't forget it's your space, and you can always pretend you're not home and they have no right to barge in on you. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's your space. That's what we were saying. You make the rules. Unless somebody else is paying for your rent, they got no say. And even then, it's like, boundaries. Boundaries are important. Small ones and big ones. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, girl saying Naomi, I'm so sorry. That is rude and uncalled for. Suggest a lock on the door to keep them out. Yeah, don't give your relatives your keys unless you absolutely trust them. Yeah. firsthand, I can give you some stories on that. Let's see here. Shoo. Yeah, no right to barge in. Okay, suggest a lock on the door to keep them out. Since it's your place, you could take legal action if it came down to it. Yeah, if you want to take it to those extremes, and sometimes you have to. Restraining orders against family are a thing. I don't know. I used to process a lot of them. I used to work in the legal system, so yeah. And they're a lot easier to get than you guys would think, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So yeah, but yeah, Naomi, don't take that. Okay, Luna saying, have to head out early today. Glad I caught you. Have a good one. Thank you, Luna, for stopping in. Feel free to check in the rest of the stream or drop us a comment, drop us a DM or whatnot if you want to chat. We're on Instagram, basically. But it's good to see you. Thank you for dropping on by. Okay, so little thread awful, that's awful. Naomi, sorry, they're assholes. Yeah, yeah, still working on your adulting, aren't we all? The adults are constantly working on adulting. Here's the thing, younger folks. You never really change, as it were. There's like no goal line. It's from the time that basically you hit adulthood around 18, you are who you're going to be, more or less, and those are the life situations that you're gonna have to deal with. It's a never-ending struggle climb, you know, to pay the bills, to better your lifestyle, to find out what type of a lifestyle you want. To come into your own. It's complicated and it's tough. It's not easy. The point is survival and making the most out of your time, which is particularly challenging with trauma victims and systems, because so much of our life has already been lost, and we've gotten a lot of mixed messages on what is and what isn't appropriate, and there's a lot of stuff ingrained into your subconscious that you probably aren't even aware of that affect us. Lord knows we are always running afoul of a particular way that we react, that we've always reacted that way, and it's a knee-jerk reaction, and all of a sudden we're catching ourselves going, okay, wait a second, we are reacting this way, why? What's the real root of this? And 90% of the time we find it's something from our past that we didn't even think about. So we're working on rewiring those associations. Well, first becoming aware of them and then going, okay, where's this coming from and how do we change it? Does this still apply to me anymore? So yeah, adulting's, it's, you just got to do it. Just got to do it. And try to help those around you. You know, if you get a chance to pay it forward, make somebody else's life a little better, random. A smile costs you nothing. A compliment costs nothing, and it makes both of you feel good. Smile at a random stranger used to be, yeah, and you know, I used to do that for fun, actually, to make people uncomfortable. There's certain vindictive sides of us, and we used to like to make people uncomfortable, particularly in high school and around there, because you know it's like we just smile at folks. How you doing today? It made people profoundly uncomfortable. So yeah, bad admission on our part there. And we're bowing. Okay, we did. It says they have to go get their night meds and supper. Having an early night tonight. It's been a long day. Yeah, sleep is always good. It's amazing how better we do with good sleep. So take care, everybody. Thank you. Thank you guys for popping in. It's good to see you again. We'll look for you around the channel. Naomi, yeah, mortgage and such makes it you have to go to work and do stuff you don't want to do, being 38 with 2 kids. We've been in exactly your spot, Naomi. And yeah, eventually it does level out finally. But yeah, it's a hard slog. It's a hard slog. So to any parents out there, you know, present or past, we're there. Salute. It is not easy. Not easy. Particularly with kids. Ellie Katsuni, oh, we need to watch those passive influence videos and learn more about who is who other than just being Ellie all the time. Yeah, don't push real hard, Ellie. Your alters will come out when they're ready. Or they may already be there watching. And yeah, this is one of the most valuable things. Our therapist taught us many valuable things. And one of them was don't poke the beehive. Don't poke at the trauma, don't poke at the memories. They're going to come out all on their own, trust us. Because the natural impulse is to want to know. to know not only what happened, but everything that happened in chronological order. This was a real stumbling block for us, and actually was kind of trigger warning. Okay, for this upcoming comment. When we first started, we were going over some of the trauma, and we're telling her about it, and she could see that mindset, and she's like I said, trigger warning. She said, does it really make that much difference that you had sex with your mother, or that you believe that you did? And we're like, what? Of course it matters. This is disgusting. This was depraved. This was done to us. And she's just like, and we didn't get it at first. But her point is that all of after a certain point, the trauma is just trauma. It's just more trauma. The details are kind of ancillary to the dealing with the overall picture. And it took us a long time to get that point, to not go digging and not to uncover everything and just kind of let it unfold as it is. Because once the cork is off the bottle and you understand what you are, everything else is going to come pouring out of that thing. It still does for us regularly. So don't poke the hornet's nest. Give yourself time to experience it and to let the things come forward. Because I guarantee you, and virtually every system here can probably back this up, if you poke, you're going to make it worse, and you will regret it. Let it come of its own time. But encouraging communication is, yes, the passive influence is important. We're constantly catching ourselves on this as well. And we do go into some good detail on that on our passive influence videos, so please feel free to check those out. And on those, and for those of you who are not familiar with the way that our content works, generally on our multi-part things like the passive influence or denying DID, or this new one, comfortably numb, the substance use and DID, the first thing that we will do in part one is we will give you a live clip. Well, not live, but a piece of raw video that we recorded at the beginning of our journey. We didn't know exactly why we would do it. We thought it was just to get the feelings out. Our therapist was saying you should journal or do this or that or the other thing. And it's like, fine, we're soaking in the tub every night as it is. Trying to work through this, let's just start free associating and recording our thoughts. So the first part of those is going to be that actually you're seeing a visual representation of what we're talking about. In this case, it was the urge to self-medicate, because it's tough. This stuff is rough to deal with, and that urge to self-medicate, to get relief for 5 minutes, or to run away from the memories of the abuse and memories of the trauma, it's perfectly natural. And it is tough, but it is a trap. So those are the ways that our programming works. So don't think that the part one is the be-all, end-all. That's just the set dressing, as it were, and then we go into it, because a lot of the times with this, or at least we feel, and you guys have responded positively to this, is that it's a lot easier to show you rather than just go blah, 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 blah. There's far more understanding there. A lot easier. So anyway, that's how those work. A little bit of a weird blurb there. So keep that in mind as you work through our content library of those. Okay, so Naomi, sister is a lawyer. Okay. Yeah, well, you've already got a quiver in your court, provided that she's on your side. Okay, let's see. Oxymoron saying might be that we fall asleep sometime soon, already in bed after a tough week. Well, no problem with that. Heck, if we had our druthers, we'd be curled up in the bed as well. But got to get up and do stuff. So yeah, sleep well. Get some sleep. Get some quality sleep. Okay, let's see. Ellie's saying, yeah, I've been poking lots because so curious about all these things, but also so fearful on what is on the other side. Yeah, it's both going to be less and worse than you can think. But don't poke. Trust us on this. Please don't poke. It will all come out on its own. Well, once the amygdala has taken the cork out of that bottle, those memories are going to start coming back, and they're going to start coming out, and it can be random. Just willy-nilly. But yeah, don't make it harder on yourself. But that desire to know, to want to know what was done, when, where, how, yeah, it's tough to fight. Tough to fight. Kind of got to fight against yourself there. Let's see here. A little threat saying I love smiling at random folks as a kid. Nowadays I'm just minding my own business. We'll hit you up later on Instagram. Not really on there. Just need to dig out old fun. Yeah, it's okay. Just more of a. That's the best way to get in contact with us if you have a question or anything like that. We are not on social media constantly, guys. We don't live with the phone glued to our butt or our hand. It's just we're Gen X. It's old school. The phones have an off switch for a reason. So we try to balance that out. We are not as socially good on the media as we know. We know this. It's just we're not great on it. But Instagram is the best way to get a hold of us. So yeah, we're always more or less there. We check it at least once a day. Okay, so EW saying it can be hard not to know. I feel like one of the people in Plato's cave, locked up in darkness when there's a world of knowing out there. Laugh out loud. Oh, well, a Greek reference. Percival's very pleased. So let's see. Yeah, I'm talking about. Okay, basic question. Okay, yeah, Roses, we're going to let you work with EW and Ella Katsuni there. She's saying, do you have a journal that's accessible and available to all system members? Yeah, we overlooked that one. Naomi is saying, no, their sister is a lawyer, but she's part of the toxic people. The only non-toxic person I had in my family is not with us anymore. We're sorry. That was our grandparents for us. And we took care of both of them pretty much until the end there. So we feel you there. We feel you there. And yeah, well, lawyers, we worked for a couple of lawyers. They're not fun people. It's like all the life and the joy gets sucked out of them at some point. Of course, we did juvenile dependency works, which is like wards of the state. When CPS takes kids away from their parents, we got to read all the gory little details of, there's, yeah. Our own stuff is bad enough, but some of the stuff we read was just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it sucks the life out of lawyers at some point around. They lose their objectivity, like with doctors. There's that burnout. Maybe it's that. Don't know. But they're generally not pleasant people. No offense to any lawyers out there who might be nice people. Be nice people. Let's see here. Okay, talking about the journeys. Have a discourse. Words are usually so strong to get through to us. Yeah, Ellie's talking about having a Discord server, but just letting the feelings and emotions out as it feels them feels so weird. Yeah, it does, and pulls away from it so quickly. The words are usually so strong to get through to us. Yeah, it's you're fighting against several things, not the least of which is the previous trauma, and we were pretty much taught to keep our head down, keep our mouth shut. You don't talk about this. So realize that you're fighting against yourself, and it's weird. DID is weird. Okay, where we grow up and we're given a very narrow perception in Western culture, at least, of what people are and the way that they're supposed to work. And DID runs completely counter to all of that. I mean, you have to unlearn everything, basically, that you thought you knew was the truth about the mind and about the body and about trauma and about yourself and your memories. So yeah, cut yourself some slack. Take it slow. Take it easy. But yeah, it's weird. Absolutely weird. There's times when we're like, this is just too weird to be believable, and then we start to go into the denying DID spiral, and then we remind ourselves, trauma doesn't lie, because that's our bulwark against all of that doubt. We have the trauma. Trauma doesn't lie. Ergo, there was something that caused the trauma, and we know what that was. So it's that one brick wall that we can run against. It's a fact. It is a fact. And that gives us something to go, this is real. No matter how crazy this may seem, this is real. This is how it is. Yeah, so not sure if we had a point there, but yeah. To us, meaning me, because I'm the one pushing for answers. You might be surprised. There might be more than one of you pushing for answers there. Alters are sneaky that way. Yeah, Roses is talking about the benefits of a journal. This can be a useful way to work with more reticent parts that don't want to come forward and to stage questions and answers before system members, i.e., hey, we feel that you're feeling isolated. Do you want to talk about it here or give them a thing? Yeah, we do that. I don't want to say every night, but at least once a week where we sit down and we kind of have a group. It's like I'll sit down after the end of the. Actually, I think that we show this on the day with DID, the night part where we're sitting down. We're finally done with all the dishes and everything. It's like, okay, anybody got anything to say? Anybody got any plans? Sometimes they want to talk. Sometimes they never want to shut up. Sometimes they want to say anything at all. Sometimes they have no opinion, but at least we're giving them that voice and that chance. So yeah, Roses is dead on the nose with that, and it feels weird. Sorry, girl, saying our mother is a lawyer. Most times she's in lawyer mode rather than mom mode. Yeah, notice that like with medical professionals, it's kind of the same thing. That training just clicks right in. Let's see, EWO. I never thought to use it that way. We'll give it a go and see if I can get some parts to open a little more. Let's see if I had success with that. We're going to assume that you're addressing to Roses there. We have had success with it, yes. And actually, it was one of the things that they helped to clue us in on. So yeah, listen to Roses there. Roses is saying, I find that a physical object can be a better connection space for more traumatic parts because the basic disconnect of technology itself can be a barrier. Yeah, the physical tactile sense of writing it out on the paper and having it there, it gives it a sense of permanence, obviously. But the psychological aspect of it should not be overlooked. She's absolutely right. Naomi was saying, no matter how weird you think your system works, each and every one of you is valid. Yes, thank you, Naomi. And that's absolutely true for all the rest of you as well. That's why we said, we believe you. Okay, let's see here. EW, a physical object like a toy for littles as an example. Yes, absolutely. We have our row of stuffies above the bed, and Mr. Bear and whatnot right there to our left. Yeah, the littles like their stuffies. If we're feeling insecure at night, Christopher pokes out with the he tends to communicate in one word or image flashes. It's like flash of Betsy, and then where's Betsy? It's like right here. We'll grab it, and he'll settle down and tuck in for sleep. And we're 50 years old, and we have a stuffed hippo stuffed under our arm. Ugh. How did we get to this point? So yeah, physical objects will help ground you. Particularly if they might have some positive personal association with it. And yeah, she's talking about using it as a grounding object. We have a rock with hard edges in ours because when we're on the edge of the flashbacks and phasing in and out between the two time zones, it helps the physical. Now, we don't recommend this for everybody, but the hard, pointy objects give us something to focus on. When we're really out of it, we will bite. Right there. Because that pain gives us a focus. It's not a healthy thing, and we try very hard not to do this, and we've, since come to lean on the sense and the other tools that we've been given. But yeah, in extremis, where we're about ready to, when we're trying desperately to pull ourselves back because we are about 99% caught in that other time frame, in that flashback, and to be honest, we are deathly afraid that one of these days we're going to get stuck in a flashback and not come back out. This happened to us more or less after the therapy session where we recalled Jenny and Jane and what happened to them. Christopher got stuck and fronted for the better part of 2 days, two and a half days. And it's just one of those where I was sitting there out on the porch, and then all of a sudden I'm in the therapist's office, and it's 2 days later, and it turns out Christopher had fronted. So yeah. Yeah, stuffed animals. Okay, so yeah, do have a few plushies, absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with it, whatever makes you comfortable. Little Threat says, have to go soon and wanted to leave a little update here. I know I'm off topic. No, go ahead, Little Threat. Let's see, brother's home. Yes, that's right. He came back out of his coma and came home. Yes, thank you. We've been meaning to ask you about that. Our brother's home after a horrible time in the rehab facility where they cut his anxiety meds and didn't acknowledge his insomnia. etc. Anyway, he's home. Good, good. And it's wonderful. He and I are both in recovery from the experience, sleeping a lot, getting through the days, and feeling happier and healthier. See you all. Lots of love. Thank you for the update, Little Threat. We are glad that it's going so well. Keep that up, stay that course, and we'll throw some positive thoughts out there that things keep getting better for you and your brother. Thanks for updating us on that, and we're really glad that that's turning out for the better. Good news is always a good thing, and thanks for stopping in to share that with us for sure. Ow, gotta remember not to gesture so strongly. Okay, sorry, girl, we skipped, but we're coming back to you. Funny you say that, Chris. Our father was a therapist back in the day. He always sees things as problems to fix. We've had to work with that over the years. Yeah, you just described the unholy combination of bootstraps and data. When they get going on something, it's if there is a problem, it's a simple equation. A is wrong. It needs to become B. C means that we fix it. And we drive ourselves nuts until we fix it. And if something isn't fixable, it drives us nuts. And we've had to come to terms with the fact that not everything can be fixed. Not everything, not every situation, not every person or altar, as the case may be. It's like with our altar John. We can't reach him. We have tried. And Data has run himself ragged trying to figure any way to get in contact with him, but it's just we haven't had any luck. It doesn't mean that Data's going to give up. He's going to keep trying. But yeah, when he and Bootstraps get going on solving a problem, it's like, oh, dear God, help us. Here we go. So yeah, we totally get that. Okay, let's see here. EWs, let's see, Little Threat, have a nice time with him. Naomi says, have a freaking huge lemur because I'm usually terrified about sleeping. We feel you, and it can help you to sleep. You guys have seen the videos. Our safe space in the closet for when Christopher was coming out and remembering his trauma, we did not feel safe anywhere. We didn't feel safe in our own bed. The only place that we felt safe, that he felt safe, was in the closet, in the corner, with our backs against the wall. We literally had to clean out the entire closet to make a safe space for him. Because he was convinced, we were convinced that we had done something wrong and they were coming to get us. Turns out, yeah, that was exactly what happened to us in a trauma, or a trauma for him, which kind of hung us up. It's like, okay, if why are we seeking shelter in the closet when this was tied to the trauma, and we're still kind of like, but it made him feel safe. It made us feel more safe. We actually managed to not sleep in there the entire night, but come back to the bed, and it got a little bit easier. But there are still times when we have to go in there because we just don't feel safe. There's this. It's just we don't feel safe. If our back is turned to the edge of the bed, it's like we can sense somebody looming there, or there's this feeling. And of course, it's all trauma related, but yeah, don't feel bad about that. You're a lemur. Lemurs are cool. Whatever works to make you feel more comfortable and to make you help sleep. So yeah, we get it. And it's like, don't wake us up all of a sudden or startle us awake, because I mean, it's like as it is every day. There's at least once when one of our family members, not trying to sneak up on us or anything or whatnot, will just all of a sudden be there, and we'll be like, wah! And do the whole jump and everything. The heart starts going. It's like, yeah, I'm still alive. And it's just something that we've had to learn to live with, because even though they are very considerate and try to be very considerate about our triggers, and not moving behind us unannounced, it's tough. It's tough to ask anybody to remember and be on point with that 24/7. So while we do appreciate the thoughtfulness that they've shown in that and trying to work with us, a part of it is just simple personal, system responsibility. We can't expect everybody to always, do that and be thinking of that. So we've just had to accept it as something that is part of our day, and we try to be better about it. But it's a hard grained trauma trigger reaction. We cannot change it, and we will always have it for the rest of our lives. It's just learning to kind of minimize it. And the minute that the amygdala releases all the endorphins and is, getting ready to go into fight or flight, we have to go, okay, not a threat, not a threat, not a threat. So even those little things can help. So yeah, lemurs for sleep. Okay, yeah, Roses is saying something good to use. Figure out if you are ungrounded, why are you ungrounded? As a web check of three W's: who, when, and what. Yeah, who am I? When am I? What am I doing? There is no wrong answer. No, and Roses and I have actually talked, or we have actually talked about this a great amount of how time is just absolutely effed for systems because of the trauma and the way that the memory is compartmentalized and everything is still there. And when that flashback kicks in, you are there. You are in 1974 in California, and Shana Na is playing on the radio or whatever. Every single last stinking detail is there. And it's tough because you're actually experiencing it in a dual reality, depending upon how far you are. At least for us, I'm there, but there's still a fraction of us that's back here staring at the carpet. It's like we know it's carpet, but it's not real. It's like semi-transparent, and we're seeing everything else. Our hands, but the size that they were, it can be really, really freaky. And time, time and space coordinates do not coincide all the time in your consciousness. So yeah, food for thought. We were kind of touching on that with our time and DID episode. There was a lot more that we actually wanted to cover, but some of it just got so esoteric, and data it would have been an ongoing project is the point. So yes. Let's see. Stargirl saying, interesting, we used to bite our thumbs when we're distressed, and still now, if someone is mad at us, we literally bite our tongue. It's interesting that you say that, actually, because that's one of the first tells that we know that Christopher is fronting or is moving really close to the front, is he bites his tongue, the end of his tongue. I don't know why, but he does. And then he'll start humming this weird little tuneless hum thing that he hums. It's weird, but yeah, why does? Okay, so let's see here. Grace to Grace, sorry for the late reply. Yes, thank you, call my dear one. Okay, so we were correct. We are well. He's managing really good and fluid co-con and are co-fronting for the most part. Yes, good. Grace, so still consider this being healthy multiple, strong grasp now, and a cohesive narrative of his past. So just makes him more at peace with his memory. Yeah, that's healthy multiplicity or functional throw whatever label you want on it. It just basically it's coming to balance with who you are and everything that implies, and it's an everyday thing. So good for your dear one for staying the course and keeping at it. And thank you for being willing to support them. Seriously, to all of you NTs out there who have chosen to support a trauma survivor. Okay, my phone just crap. No,